So now moving on to question number 6, let's read it first. For a 2020 exhibition, photographer and neurobiologist Okunola Jeyifous blank a series of new images based on a series of alphabet posters from the 1970s known as the Black ABCs, which featured black children from Chicago. Jeyifous photographed the now adult models and layered the photos over magnified images of the model's cells, resulting in what he called micro and macro portraiture. Which choice completes the text with the most logical and precise word or phrase? Is it A, validated? Is it B, created? Is it C, challenged? Or is it D, restored? So we can see that Okunola Jeyifous, he's not only a photographer, he's a neurobiologist as well. So that's an interesting combination. So in this case, B, created, is the most logical and precise word which can complete the text discussion of Jeyifous' series of images for the 2020 exhibition. So what's special about it is that in this context, created means produced. So the text, what it explains is that Jeyifous, he is a photographer and neurobiologist, and what he did is he photographed the now adult models, adults who had appeared as children in posters from the 1970s. So the same children who had been photographed in 1970s and who are now adults photographed them. And what he has done with those photographs, he then combined those photographs with the magnified images of the adults' cells, a process that resulted in what he called micro and macro portraiture. So he is also magnifying the images of the model's cells. Cells in the sense the cells which we have in our body, I think in this case. So then he is calling it as micro and macro portraiture. Because he has knowledge of both photography as well as he is a neurobiologist, he is combining the knowledge of both of these things. This context suggests that Jeyifous drew on his dual interest in photography and neurobiology to produce the images for display in the exhibition. Choice A is incorrect because there is nothing in the text to suggest that Jeyifous validated or corroborated the series of images. Corroborated the series of images. The text describes Jeyifous' process for composing the images but doesn't describe Jeyifous making an effort to evaluate the images for their artistic or scientific legitimacy. Then choice C, challenged, is incorrect because there is nothing in the text to suggest that Jeyifous challenged or disputed an aspect of the images. Rather, the focus of the text is on the inspiration behind the images and the method that Jeyifous used to achieve them. And then D, restored, is incorrect because the text indicates that Jeyifous made the images himself. He is not restoring that. He made new images using the combination of photography and magnified pictures of cells, not that he restored or reconditioned the images from a deteriorated state. So restored would mean that you are restoring something from a deteriorated state. Of course, he is using the same children from the 1970s, but now they have become adult, and then he is mixing it with the pictures of the model cells as well. Okay, so he is basically creating a new type of image.